Alright, fourth rep. It's getting better than expected. Let's finish this. How to train for a marathon. I'm reporting on my preparation to the 2022 Paris Marathon. Spoiler alert, I'm working with a fantastic coach, Steve Palladino. This video contains chapters, so you can jump to any part you're more interested in. This week is peak week, and I'll reach 83 kilometers or 52 miles. We've been ramping up nicely lately, and we're gonna add a last step to the ladder. Thursday will be a near threshold session with 4 times 7.5 minutes, which is a progression from 4 times 7 minutes 2 weeks ago. And on Sunday, I'll run that 35 kilometers or 21.5 miles with 50 minutes of marathon power tempo. That's 2.5 more kilometers on the distance and plus 5 minutes on the tempo. The workout and the long run will be preceded by an easy run and a Fartlek as usual. Hi there, it's Tuesday and it's an easy run. First day of the peak week and last full-fledged training weeks. With P3 type of training, we have 2 weeks of taper for air races. I feel pretty good. Slight soreness in the right ankle, it's here. It's not bothering me, but it's here after the long run. Hi there, we're Wednesday and it's a Fartlek day. Not fun. This guy doesn't have sense of humor. For time 1 minute around CP went fine. I do have some residual fatigue, but I think it's okay. About the sleep before the Sunday long run, I actually had 2 nights that were really decent, so that was good. But yesterday night my kids ranted me about the worst night so far. So, alright, it's okay as long as I can make up for that in the next few days. I see you tomorrow. Hi there, we are Thursday and it's near threshold session, 4 times 7:30 minutes. Okay, I made those 2 reps at CP of 1 minute and I could feel more peppy for sure. So we'll see how it goes once I'm warmed up after the first rep. Alright, let's go. First rep, let's go. First rep, pretty much on feel. Taking a couple of times just to normalize the whole thing. It's gonna be a challenging one again, but because that's the goal. I'm gonna rest for 2 more minutes and go for the second rep. Second rep, I think I managed it decently. And my focus is on trying to have a feel of kicking the butt for the form. My heels are miles away for kicking my butt, but it's a cue, right? And the other one is to avoid spike over target, because that surely kills you. At least it kills me. 2 minutes more of rest, and we go for the third one. Third rep. Went pretty well. I had that segment when form seems to kicking in, and I was just, higher in the run, more dynamic, more easy at that power intensity. And so that was just part of the, maybe a 2/3 into the third rep. So I really like those signs, because as you progress, you integrate more of that, and you end up running the whole session like that. So that's cool. All right, about 2 minutes, 1:55 of additional rest, and we go for the fourth rep. Fourth rep, it's getting better than expected. Let's finish this. Fourth rep. A bit challenging, but I was able to sustain the effort nicely, It felt okay. I think in terms of form, I did it again. It felt good at a bit higher speed, and I believe because I kind of release a bit the hips or the torso. I'm twisting a bit more easily, like it's a bit more fluid. It's pretty good to notice. And 4K of cool down, just all I need to go home. See you there. And that's it for 10 miles, 60 kilometers. 4 times 7 minutes and a half near critical power. It went pretty well. I made the first rep quite conservatively. I might be just right there, but the 3 following I think went fairly smoothly. So let's look at the data to see how it is specifically. Let's look at the data. Here is the graph of the power in orange, with the turquoise being the air power as a percent of the total power. The target interval is around CP of 340 watts, and more specifically from 337 to 343 watts. And we can see that the overall profile of the curve looks fine. 2 comments though. If we look at the first minute at CP, you can see that I'm really increasing the power to only hit the target at the end of the interval. And that's because it seemed like my body needs a bit more time to wake up and get warmed up. And honestly, I was a bit worried after that first rep. Now for the repetition, we can see right away that the first rep is a bit under compared to rep 2, 3 and 4. Indeed, I run it a bit more conservatively, as described during the video. Now let's look at the specific numbers. So the target interval is 337 to 343. So rep 2, rep 3 and rep 4 are within the interval. As expected, rep 1 is a bit under, but by how much? I measured temperature and humidity before and after the workout, and the average is 22 Celsius for 75% of humidity. If I adjust my CP using this value, I get a 1% correction. Then the lower end of the target interval is 99% of CP, so that's an additional percent. So after correction, the lower target of the interval is 333 watts. So I'm just 1 watt under that threshold, which is really not much. So overall, I just needed to ramp up a bit more into this workout, and I approached the first rep conservatively, and that's pretty much it. And it worked well for the rest of the workout. The other good news is the air power, which looks just fine, with values between 2.5 and 3.3% of the total power. That's nice. And leads to a running effectiveness combined of the heel and the wind effect, ranging from minus 2.9 to minus 6.4. Minus 6.4 is a noticeable value, and indeed I did feel the wind blowing at times. We can notice my running effectiveness, which is really constant across repetition at 0.94, independently of the combined heel and wind effect. Additionally, a few variables are quite stable across repetition, notably 2, 3, and 4, with the horizontal power ratio, LSS per kilogram, ground contact time, and stride rate. And while pace doesn't change much, it improved by 1 minute per kilometer per rep, which relates well to the positive feel that I had from the workout. For note, I made those repetitions on the street, but it's a nice 1 mile loop. And if you look at the distance of each rep, it's just above a mile. So I basically run on the exact same route for each repetition, which probably helps a lot in having quite stable stats through the session. A final comment to explain the feel of the workout is that today's workout was 194% of my current CTL, whereas 2 weeks ago, the near threshold workout represented 212% of my CTL at the time. And that's a way to look at consistency in training. When CTL is increasing, then the same workout will progressively feel easier. That's a good thing, right? But even if the workout progresses a bit, it can still feel easier. For note, I took a gel after rep 2, and given that the workout ends up being much longer than an hour, I think it was a good move, it's justified, and I didn't do that before. Maybe that would have helped. If you took the time to watch this video, thank you. If you find it interesting, please leave a comment or hit the like button. See you for the next one.